ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you to this weekly online Bhagavad Gita classes. So we have been discussing on Bhagavad Gita second chapter, and in this second chapter right now we are in a section after the discussion of body and soul. Krishna explains Arjuna that we are not this body but we are the soul. So after explaining that concept, now from the verse 39, Krishna is explaining about Niskam Karma Yoga. Basically, in the beginning, Krishna tells to Arjuna that why don't you do your duty, Sakam Karma Yoga, because if you win, then you will become the king of the whole earth and you will get enjoyment. And somehow or other, if you get defeated and if you die, then you'll go to heaven and enjoy. So it's a win-win situation, whether you win or die. So, but Arjuna was not at all interested to this. What is this enjoyment? So then Krishna increased the level. Okay, you are not interested for enjoyment. Okay, for you I have a different yoga. And that's how he begins this Niskam Karma Yoga. And in this Niskam Karma Yoga section, Krishna is telling about Bhakti Yoga also, Niskam Karma Yoga also. The beginning section, Krishna is telling about Bhakti Yoga. In the last class, we saw that about the example of Ajamin, that Neha Vikramana Asusti, that even if a person has done something in the Bhakti, that is going to protect that person at the greatest danger of the life. And so nothing goes in vain. In spirituality, in devotional service, whatever we practice, that will help you at that need. So that is how saying that today we are going to discuss 2.41. 2.41. So I am sharing my screen so that you can see the sloka. 2.41. Hope it is visible to all of you. Okay, so let's recite the sloka. Vyavasayitmika buddhi ekah kurunandana bahusakhahi anantascha buddhayor vyavasayina. So very interesting, in this sloka, Krishna is going to tell to Arjuna, Vyavasayitmika buddhi. In the last sloka we saw, Vyavasayitmika buddhi means one-pointed focus. If two businessmen, they are talking with each other, then it is clear that they are not going to talk something about medicine or food or something. They are talking about how to increase their profit. It is for sure, we saw. So here, Krishna is again now giving another concept that Vyavasayitmika buddhi means your intelligence is one-pointed focused. Ekaha Kurunandana. Kurunandana is Arjuna, the son of the Kuru dynasty. Oh, my dear Arjuna, the intelligence is very focused, resolute. Where? In the devotional service. It is only possible in bhakti. Somebody may say that, why bhakti? Other process, so many processes are there. Na? Why not in that process? So Krishna tells, Bahusakha hi anantascha buddhayor avyabhisayinam. So in other path, what is the problem? The problem is that Bahusakha. Bahusakha means so many branches. Like a tree have so many branches. Banyan tree, so many branches. Bahusakhai anantascha. Anantascha means and the desires are so many desires. I want bungalow, I want job, I want heaven, this, that. There are unlimited desires. Buddhayor avyavisayina. Buddhayor means the intelligence. Avyavisayina means the intelligence doesn't become resolute. The intelligence doesn't become focused. That is the problem with other path. So let's try to understand how in devotional service the intelligence is one-pointed focus. It can be one-pointed focus, but not in other process. What is the drawback? What is the disadvantages with other processes? Very nicely, the acharyas, they have made a comparison. So first I'll tell you about Gyan Yoga. Suppose somebody is interested to do Gyan Yoga. So first thing he has to do is Niskam Karma Yoga. Directly cannot switch to Gyan Yoga. Because to do Gyan Yoga, he has to go to jungle and he has to practice sannyas. You have to sit at a place. You have to read the Jnana Shastra. So the qualification for that is you have to do Niskam Karma Yoga so that his heart will be purified. And interestingly, in Niskam Karma Yoga, he wants moksha, right? He wants free from birth and death life cycle. But whatever he may do, at the end of his life, he has to practice the bhakti element. Without accepting Krishna as God, nothing will be happening in his life. You won't get any success. Because Krishna is the supreme, right? So even though he practiced Niskam Karma Yoga, he reads Jnana Shastra, ultimately at the end of his life, he has to reject the Jnana and he has to accept the Bhakti. And by the power of Bhakti, he can get moksha. So this Jnana element helps in purifying the heart. But this Jnana element itself cannot give moksha. Because Jnana is also part of Sattva, that is also part of this material world. Only Bhakti that connects with the spiritual world to the God. So that person has to practice spirituality. If somebody is telling me I am practicing Jnana, I don't accept who is Krishna. I don't accept Krishna as the God, but I am practicing yoga, Ashtanga yoga. Okay, it's very good you are practicing. You will get a healthy life, but you won't get moksha. Because ultimately the person, Krishna, all this yoga that get connected to him only. So you have to accept Krishna as the God. Otherwise, you won't get the result. So here what happens in Niskam Karma Yoga, they practice Niskam Karma Yoga, then they have to give up that, then they practice Jnana Yoga, that also they have to give up that, and ultimately they have to practice Bhakti. So there are different processes, if you see the whole journey, but the goal is to get moksha. So there is two things, sadhya and sadhana. Sadhya is the goal, sadhana is the via media. And because these two things are different, so the intelligence doesn't become resolute. But the beauty of bhakti is what? Whatever we are practicing, that is only the sadhya. Whatever we are practicing right now, that only we want to get as a goal. So once His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, he was preaching in America and one of the reporters has asked a question to him that Swamiji, what you will do when you will go to spiritual world? So then Prabhupada replied, we will do the same thing, chanting, dancing, feasting, that's it. The same thing. What you are doing right now, same thing we'll do in the spiritual world. Yes, that is what the fun, enjoyment. What else? So in bhakti, if you see Vrindavan, in Vrindavan, what the devotees they do with the Krishna, they play with Krishna, they chant with Krishna, they eat prasad with Krishna. That is how every moment the devotees are with the Krishna. And right now, if you just do introspection, if somebody is practicing very sincerely devotional service, in one sense, we are all also doing the same thing. We are waking up in the early morning, chanting our rounds, then we take prasad, then we do kirtan, then we speak about Krishna. All the thing is related to Krishna only. So the beauty of bhakti is that a sadhana and the sadhya both are equal. There is not that something extra I have to do. Whatever I am doing, the goal is also same. By that, the intelligence become focused. Because here the intelligence has to focus on one process only. Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmani Vedana. Prahlad Maharaj says that these are the 9 processes of practicing devotional service. Either by hearing, Sravanam, Kirtanam by speaking, Vishnu Smarana by remembering, Padasena by worshipping the Lord's deity, Archana by worshipping puja, Bandhana by offering prayer, and Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedam. They are very high, different rasas. So in this way, in devotional service, because both are equal, easily the intelligence become focused and easily we get the goal. That is what the Acharyas explains here. And Prabhupada tells that in devotional service, the main important thing is Shraddha, faith. If the faith is resolute, then nobody can stop it. So a nice verse comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Lila. Shraddha sabde vishwasa kahe sudruda nishchay Krishna bhakti kaile sarva karma krita. So if a person has a full faith that I am worshipping Lord Krishna and I have full faith that Krishna will protect me. So if a person has that kind of a faith, then nobody can stop it. And for sure he will get the success because he has that faith. So the Shraddha is very important in bhakti. That's how it's like watering the roots of the plant. If you want to water the plant, no need to put water in the fruits, leaves, and flowers. Just put water on the root. Automatically, the water will reach to all the parts of the plant. Similarly, when somebody is doing worship to Lord Krishna, it is like watering the roots. Automatically, all the 33 crore devatas, they get satisfaction. They become very happy on the devotee. Why? Because they are getting the nourishment. Because that devotee is putting water in the root. And suppose he is worshipping one devata, means he is putting water on the fruit. So by putting water on the fruit will not get the nourishment. If you really want to give nourishment, put water on the root of the tree. Then automatically that fruit will get nourishment. So individually worshipping different devatas, you may get some result, but that will not satisfy them. But if you're worshipping Lord Krishna, then really they become very happy because they are getting the nourishment from within. Because everything is connected to Krishna. Krishna is the root of everything. That is what in this sloka it is explained, that somebody is worshipping Krishna, then he should be confident enough that he is worshipping Krishna and he will get the result. And then Prabhupada tells that about Krishna consciousness, and he tells that actually it is very rare to practice this Krishna consciousness. There are thousands of people, but very rare people they come to Krishna. And those who come to Krishna also, very rare people, they actually practice the process. and after practicing the process, very rare people actually they get Krishna. So it's very rare process. So, but somehow that we are practicing, get connected with each other. So it's our fortune, so that we take it very seriously and practice this process of Krishna consciousness. And then Prabhupada tells that the guidance of the spiritual master is very important. Just like anything you want to learn in any material science or any education, you go to somebody, right? And that person helps you. One thing is that gaining knowledge, And the second thing is that gaining a realization. Knowledge you may get from anywhere. Nowadays, social media, YouTube, internet, you just Google it out and you will get. But the experience of that knowledge, the realization of that knowledge, that you will not get through internet from the Google path. We can't give you that thing. For that thing, a person has to surrender to a guru or an authentic, experienced person. And he can share his experience. Okay, if you do like that, then this kind of challenges you may get. And whatever difficulties you are facing, you can tell that, okay, I'm getting this difficulty. Then he can tell you, okay, do this and don't do this. Because that person is an experienced person and he has gone through these steps of life. So he can guide him. So this is very important. Prabhupada is telling that one has to surrender to a spiritual personalities who can help them in progressing in the path of devotional service towards Lord Krishna. So that is very important. And then Prabhupada quotes the sloka, Yasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada. So there are two kind of guru. One is called Shiksha Guru, one is called Diksha Guru. So Shiksha Guru means that person who gives Shiksha, teaches you about all these dynamics of spirituality. And Diksha Guru is that person who gives you Diksha, connection. That person connect you with the Parampara. That is called Diksha Guru. In this way, these are the two gurus are very important in progressing the spirituality. And when you please them, Yasya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada. If you are pleasing them, means indirectly you are pleasing Lord Krishna, because they are the representation of Lord Krishna in your life and they are helping you to go closer to Lord Krishna. So it is very important thing Prabhupada is clarifying here. And then Prabhupada is telling that actually people get distracted to so many things. And that's how the verse number 2.42 and verse number 2.43 will see why people are not surrendering to Lord Krishna. What exactly happening? So these are the two sloka here it is he's explaining. Yam imam pusmitam vacham pravadanti avipchitaha vedavada rata partha nanyat asti vadinaha कामात्मना स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्म फल प्रदान क्रिया विशेष बहुला भोगैश्वर्य गतिम प्रति. So here Krishna is telling why people do not surrender to me. What actually attracts people and they go away from me. So are you all ready to understand what is that thing? Let's understand. Yam imam puspitam vacha. So there are attractive promises are there in the Vedas. If you do this, then you will get this. If you will invest this much of money, then you will get this much of interest. So yam imam puspita. Puspita means flowery word. Puspita means food, flower. Puspitam vacha, very attractive. Phulo ka sabd, very attractive word in Veda. And pravadanti avipchita. Avipchita means unintelligent person. The unintelligent person, they get attracted with this kind of words of Veda, and they Veda Vada Rata Partha. And Veda, and these Veda Vada Rata means these kind of words, they will attract the people that, okay, do this. You will get a chance to come to heaven and you can enjoy with so many apsaras. And you will get a chance to drink somaras, heavenly wine. So many things written in the Vedas. So it's really people get attracted. And here it is Krishna is telling that those people who are getting attracted, they are actually avivchitaha, means unintelligent person. They are attracted for some mere sense gratification. Mere sense gratification. And they immediately get attracted to all these things. Nanyat asti vadina. and they want to go to Swarga to enjoy all these things. And then he's telling, Kamatmana Swargapara. Kamatmana means they are filled with all this desire just to enjoy this all heavenly pleasure, Kamatmana. And Swargapara, they really want to go to heaven. Why? To enjoy this. Janma Karma Phala Pradhan. And what will happen? They will get a birth in the heaven, Janma. But that birth will not stay for a long time. It's like you got 1,000 rupees, suppose, and you go to a supermarket mall to purchase something, and you purchase some product 900 something, and you are done with the money. Money is gone now, and you have something 50 something. But in that mall, in that market, all the products are above 100 rupees. Now you are with 50 plus, and you can't purchase any more, right? And just you have to see everything, but you can't enjoy. And then the security person tells us, well, you're done, please leave now. Because you don't have any money to purchase. So in the heaven also, we go with some pious credit of 1,000 rupees and start enjoying the heavenly apsaras and heavenly somaras, and that credit goes exhausted. And when you are with 50 plus or 60 plus, something that you cannot exchange with the heavenly pleasure. And then they will say, okay, sir, you can now go out of the mall. And you can go to the earthly planet and you can become Ambani there with 50 plus. But heaven is done for you. There is no product in action with this in the heaven. So here they come and they become a very big person and they enjoy the rest of the product, whatever, the earthly enjoyment. So like that, Janma Karma, with that, they become highly birth in the heaven and they come to the earthly planet, they do the activity karma, and again they get some pious credit, again they go to heaven, earth, heaven, earth, heaven. In this way, the cycle continue. So that's what Krishna is saying. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam. Bhoga Aishwarya Gatim Pratam. Bhoga Aishwarya. These are the two things that get attracted. These people get attracted. What? Bhoga, to enjoy. Aishwarya for means wealth, opulence, money, fame. So these are the two things, they are like act as a hook for all this kind of person. And because of that, continuously they go up and down, up and down, up and down. That's what Krishna is explaining here in this sloka. And these are, according to Krishna, these are the most unintelligent people because they run for temporary things. But intelligent people, they run for permanent things. They know where to invest that will help me in permanent, in eternity. And they invest. They say Krishna Bhakta Bada Chatur. They are really intelligent people because they know the science of this birth and death and where should I invest so that it will be in the permanent account. It should not be temporary. And that's what Prabhupada is telling the purport. And in the purport, it will, Prabhupada writes further that that all this, though person who are getting attracted to this bhoga and aishwarya, for them, this samadhi will never possible. Because to get moksha, your intelligence should be calm and it should be focused on God. But if you are running behind this enjoyment tendency, then your mind intelligence will be always fickle. It will be very chanchal. So when it is not focused on God, then how can you get moksha? So these kind of people, they are always very chanchal and they always want to do something good so that they will get something, the result. Always in the result oriented. And then in the next sloka, Krishna tells in detail again about this concept only. Very interesting sloka. Let's try to recite 2.44. 2.44. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apaharata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. So this is one of the important sloka. Here Krishna is telling two things that become obstacle for a sadhaka. What are the two things? Bhoga, Aishwarya, Prasaktana. Prasaktana means attachment. Prasakta, asakta, asakta ho jana. So he's asakta to two things. Bhoga, Aishwarya. Bhoga means what? Enjoyment. I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy more, more, more. Dil mange more. Concept come from here. Bhoga Aishwarya. He wants to enjoy more. Bhoga. Aishwarya means what? You want to earn more and more money. I want more money, 5 digit, 10 digit, like that. You want to, there is no cessation of the desires. So it is a famous Gandhiji used to tell, na, the mother earth can supply everyone's need, but she cannot supply a single person's want. So need is like basic roti, kapda, makan. She can supply. She is supplying to a elephant. Elephant eats a tons of food every day. And have you ever heard that one elephant went die because of scarcity of food? Every day elephants eats tons of food. They get their foods. But when a person becomes greedy and he has so much of demands, that is the time they try to exploit Mother Nature. That is called Bhoga Aishwarya. So when somebody is attached to Bhoga and Aishwarya, Taya Apaharata Chetasa. Chetasa means intelligence, consciousness. Apaharata means aparan ho jana. It's like this Bhoga and Aishwarya that steals the intelligence of that person. He couldn't understand what is right and what is good and bad. And just to fulfill his desire, he can do anything. Taya apaharata chetasa. Vyavasayitmika buddhi, one pointed focus. We are seeing now one pointed focus. Vyavasayitmika buddhi samadhav na vidhiyate. It cannot happen. One pointed focus is impossible for this kind of people. Vyavasayitmika buddhi, one pointed focus, samadhav na vidhiyate. It will not happen. Why? Because they are attached to Bhoga and Aishwarya. They wanted to enjoy. Because of this enjoyment tendency, their intelligence stops working. And because of that, they will never get samadhi. They will never get moksha. They will never get free from birth and death life cycle. That is like the final verdict of Lord Krishna here in 2.44. And here, samadhi means exactly what? Like samadhi means fixing your mind on Lord Krishna's lotus feet. So it is not possible if a person is too much inclined towards sense gratification. That's what Prabhupada used to tell. Prabhupada used to tell, sense gratification and Krishna consciousness, they go ill together. It's like sense gratification one track and Krishna consciousness another track, and both doesn't go together. Sense gratification and Krishna consciousness both are opposite to each other. So Prabhupada tells that if somebody is too much into sense gratification, for him practicing Krishna consciousness will become very difficult, because it's like you want to burn, but simultaneously you are putting water from the top. So then how fire will burn? Not possible, right? So burning is like Krishna conscious, suppose you can consider, and putting water on top is like material enjoyment, sense gratification. So Prabhupada is telling that, so you have to be detached from the sense gratification. And when I'm telling sense gratification means it's not like that you should not eat properly or wear proper clothes. Sense gratification means it's like engaging the senses too much in the sense gratification. It's like crossing the limit and doing sense gratification which are against the dharma. So these are called sense gratification, like eating non-vegetarian food, killing animals, or indulging in sense gratification too much. overeating, or if you want to do, if you like some food, you are eating that much only. So whenever people does extreme things, that actually hampers the devotional creeper. And then to focus on Krishna, to practice devotional service, it becomes very tough. So that is the main message Lord Krishna is giving here in this section, that if somebody is serious about practicing bhakti devotional service, he should be abstain himself from too much of sense gratification. And then he can see his speed, his progress will be very fast. Otherwise, he's going and then again putting some water, then the fire again decline, again now burning the fire, increasing the flame, again going up, again water, fire, water, fire, water. It will take long time. Sometimes, some people they practice for decades and they are in 1-2 round only. And I've seen people in 6 months they picked to 16 round. In 6 months, 7 months. Why? Because there is no water, only fire. And they just one step, one step, one step, one step. They progress like anything. And 2-3 years they get diksha and they chant 16 round and they become pakka full-fledged practitioner of Krishna consciousness. And I've seen people since last 10 years. They are in one round, they are not able to leave non-veg, some are not able to leave onion garlic, and they are practicing very slow. Prabhuji, ho raha hai, chal raha hai, dheere, dheere, dheere. So it's like they're not so serious also, and they're practicing, but they're doing the things which are prohibited. They're putting water in between. So that is what Krishna is telling here, that Arjuna become one-pointed focus, Vyavasayatmika Ekha Kuru Nandana, and be away from Bhoga Ishwarya. Don't be attached to name, fame, prestige, and enjoyment. These things are obstacle for spirituality. That will automatically come if you're practicing, then that will automatically follow you. You don't need to follow them. You will see. Bhakti is such a thing is that you follow Krishna and the name fame follows you behind. So devotees, they don't follow name fame. Generally, the outside world, the people follow the name fame prestige. But devotees, they follow Krishna, and by Krishna's mercy, Krishna makes the devotees famous. That is his job. So like that, the dynamics happens in devotional service. Hare Krishna. So with this, we are ending today's class. Please unmute yourself, and you can say if you have any questions or any comment or any reflection you want to share, you can share. You can unmute yourself and you can share. I have given you access now. You can unmute. Hare Krishna. Yes, Vishalji. Vishalji is hearing from China.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask you how bad or what is the role of this politics in our this thing in our life. Why? I'll tell you why I'm asking this question is because we are a part of society. So because we cannot be we need association of people outside the temple. One association there's inside the temple of all devotees, and outside a temple we are in this material world. So that very society is run by the people who are ultimately have a government, so how important or what is that role of that, what is the role of that politics or government in forming the society? And is it a mundane practice, to follow these things, because we are a part of society, and whatever happening, if if somebody is besides me, or like my neighbor, or like the society around is not happy, so I cannot expect myself to be happy also. And that society formation and all that, that politics, that government plays a big role. Like if let's say if let's say a government supports ISKCON society by providing them land in forming the temple, so that way it becomes easy to make a temple and get the means get the devotees in that inside that. So I wanted to know, like, no, is it a mundane practice to follow politics, or in our
Hmm.
society, or it is just that not that very important, and it's okay, just live it with the
Yes,
surrendering to
yes,
Krishna.
I got your question, Prabhu. So it's like one devotee was sick, he was suffering from fever, and but he was not taking medicine. So one devotee told, "Arey, why you are not taking medicines? Like, Krishna will take care of me na. Why should I take medicine? I am practicing bhakti. I am chanting his names, reading Bhagavatam. So I am dependent on Krishna." So then the other devotee told, "That is good. You are dependent on Krishna. Do the basic necessity. Why you are bothering Krishna for curing you? Medicines are there. Take a medicine, it will be cured." So it's like that. So if the body is not good, not healthy, then it's not possible to practice Krishna consciousness, right? Because we are not beyond this bodily platform. We are in a body. We need the support of the body. If the body is healthy, health is good, then we can chant our rounds nicely. We can go to Dham, we can take darshan of Lord, and so many things we can do. But if the body is not good, if your mind is not happy, then chanting also become very tough. So it's like taking care of the body is not spiritual, it's a mundane, it's a material things. But saying this, we are in a bodily platform, we are in a material body. So if the body is good, then it helps us to practice the spirituality nice. So it is like a support system. Similarly, the society where you are staying, it's like a body, it's a larger body. And if that society is conducive, supporting to us, then it will become very helpful to practice Krishna consciousness in a healthy environment. That is helpful. But saying that the society is not spiritual, that is a material, that is a support system, that is actually connected to it. That is like the body via media instrument that gives us a ambience, atmosphere, environment where we can safely practice Krishna consciousness. So always keeping that point of view, wherever is needful, we should do the needful. Suppose you have to vote some political party, you can check that whom should I vote so that he can help us in our spirituality in the future. There's so many parties. So saying that you can give a vote like that. Saying that we should not be one-pointed focus that okay, I have to go into this politics. Otherwise, sometimes what happened that the problem is that people get extreme and they switch to the material body. They start taking care of the body and they forget the spiritual practices. Okay, I have to eat 3 times, I have to do yoga, I have to do vyam, I have to do medicine, I have to do 12 hours is thinking about body only and the spirituality gone to 5 minutes and he's not giving time to the spirituality, and that is like the problems the way it happens with the people. They go to the another extreme because this material things is passionate, it will attract you. But the spiritual thing is a goodness, sattva, it will not attract you. You have to get stuck to it. The by default, the material, the things, the vibration is so powerful, it will suck you. There's a high chance that I've seen so many people who are practicing very nicely spirituality, but they have politics, business, so-called Hindutva. Sometimes they get drifted and they got to another extreme. And now they are not chanting, they are not reading Bhagavatam, they are not practicing anything. Then what is the use of that? because that is only in one sense that is only material only support system. So we have to become very intelligent, take help of the support system, because we are in a material world. We are not in a Vaikuntha. We are in a material world. So whatever is the needful, intelligently we have to do the needful, but the true northeast should be always on the spirituality.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yes, Satrupa Mataji, questions? No questions?
No, Prabhuji. Now it is clear.
Clear.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji is not coming.
प्रभुजी एक्चुअली वो ऑफिस गया है, वो ट्रेन में है अभी.
ट्रेन में क्या?
हाँ.
What happened about your यात्रा?
यात्रा मतलब ये प्रभुजी भी बिजी रहेगा ऑफिस में और राधिका का भी एग्जाम रहेगा ना, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम प्लान करेगा इससे.
अच्छा, मार्च में एग्जाम रहेगा नहीं?
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
Yeah, this time, next time, so we have to plan properly. At least we will plan not March. March will be like so many exams are there. March.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll begin something this year. We'll see next time.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Tulika Mataji, you are in the terrace of Payal Bhavan.
Yes, Prabhuji, room में network in, there is no network in the room. That's why.
Krishna seeking so much tapasya.
But all clear, Prabhuji. Whatever you explained so nicely. That's why. Right now, there are no questions.
Okay. Anybody else? Vikas Prabhu, Rajendra Prabhu, Sasi Prakash ji, Samir ji.
Oh, Prabhuji, I have one question.
Yes.
When you talk about focus, but to maintain the focus continuously, we have to maintain the health first, very proper health, then proper mind, proper India's health also we have to maintain, and then only the focus will come. But that focus consistency for a long time, how to maintain that? That will be a difficulty.
Same thing Arjuna also asked to Lord Krishna. So when Krishna was explaining Ashtanga Yoga, about you have to focus on the mind is the pivot, the Ashtanga Yoga. The mind has to be one pointed focus. So then Arjuna told, Are Krishna, I can change the direction of the wind with a single arrow. I have that power, but I can't control the mind. It's a very tough. And then Krishna tells that, Baba, you have to practice. Practice makes man perfect. The Krishna tells that practice with detachment. Don't get attached to the result. But yato nischalati. Wherever the mind goes, tato, go and hold that mind, bring it back. It's like mind is very chanchal and is very fickle, and it will go here and there. So wherever the mind goes, bring it back. Here, bring it back, bring it back. Like that, you have to practice. By that, slowly, Krishna is also seen. And when you practice, then the Krishna's mercy also comes, Kripa comes. And when Krishna's Kripa will come, automatically your mind will be one-pointed focus. Like that.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Sasi Prakash ji. How is there, Chikmagalur?
Fine, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So
So,
I'm seeing you are in kurta.
yes, Prabhuji. It's very light, it's good. So, no cold here, Prabhuji. I'm enjoying weather here. No cold.
How is your chanting going on?
Going good, Prabhuji.
Good.
So, Prabhuji, one 2.27, that text number 27 is there. Like, one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. But actually, yes, we do agree ki, one who has taken birth is sure to die. But what we are scared of that untimely death. So that one is there. Like we can take example of that Lata Mangeshkar is there. She had her life, she had her age, and then she died. And at the same time, we'll take that Kishore Kumar is there. he died at means like comparatively very early age. So what we are like lamenting, what we are thinking now, if he would be there, he would have done so much. He would have sang so many songs and all. So we are scared of that untimely death. So how we can explain it, Prabhuji?
Yeah. So everyone is fearful of death. Death is the one thing nobody wants to hear about death. अरे उसके बारे में बोलो मत यार, क्यों डरा रहे हो? Sometimes people tell that, अरे प्रभु जी, why you are bringing that topic? Tell something nice, beautiful pastime of Krishna, Vrindavan Leela. Why are you telling about death, disease? But the reality of life is that that is the reality of the life, right? Everybody has to go through that life. So, but the thing is that the person who die naturally, the old age, that is called natural death. But sometimes people die unnaturally before even old age. So that is how the karma principle act. Sometimes the karma, whatever the past reactions are there, we don't know what we have did in our previous life. The reactions are there. And when the reactions become fructified, just like when you bow a seed in the soil, and when the seed gets the proper water, then the plant fructifies, the plant comes out. Similarly, whatever action we have done in the previous life, that is all there in the form of the seed. When the proper time comes, it fructifies, and then the reaction comes. Sometimes good reaction, somebody may get a lottery lag gaya 5 crore ka. Sometimes bad reaction, somebody may die unnatural death also. But the good thing is that it is not applicable to devotees. It is applicable in general to people. But the person who surrenders to Krishna and he start practices bhakti, so Krishna nirdahanti papa. Krishna just vanquished all the karma. Krishna just cleans his slate. Okay, he has surrendered to me, he has come to me, I will take care of you. And then because we are practicing this process, so Krishna helps to, just like a child, suppose the child start riding a bicycle, the mother from the behind holds the cycle, gives a support, right? If the child is new and learning how to ride the cycle, mother or father gives a support from the back. Similarly, when a person starts practicing bhakti, Krishna wipes out all the karma. And on top of that, Krishna gives a support system to practice. You get a happiness, excitement to practice in the beginning. And then Krishna sees your sincerity, whether you are practicing nicely or not. And sometimes when devotees are not sincere, Krishna gives a slap. Not sincere, just a mother gives a slap to the child. And apparently something happened in the devotee's life also, but that is not because of karma. That is directly comes from Krishna's account. This one has to be clear. So because you all are now practicing bhakti, chanting something, reading Gita, Bhagavad, so you are now making a connection with Krishna. And Krishna is personally taking care of your life. So no need to get worried about all that things, because that is not applicable to you. And for a devotee, whatever happens, he happily accepts that, because it is coming from Krishna. Devotee also died. Abhimanyu also died in the Mahabharata war, unnaturally, apparently so called. But he was a devotee of Krishna. So sometimes Krishna orchestrated in such a way that his devotee has also passed unnaturally way. But they are in a full confidence that they are in the hand of Krishna and they can feel that Krishna's love. And happily they become an instrument in Krishna's hand. So that is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. Okay?
So that one is there, Prabhuji, that 18.66 verse is there, like surrender unto me and I will free you from all the sinful reactions. Just do not worry. So, but actually, what that surrender means, actually, I'm not getting how we can surrender. What that surrender means, actually.
Yeah. What this surrender mean? One of the very climax question of bhakti. What do you mean by surrender, Prabhu? This much or this much? This. What is surrender? So, surrender definition, if we'll see according to our Goswami, they said it's like surrender word is connected with guru, actually, spiritual master. So a disciple surrenders to his guru. And whatever guru gives the instruction, the disciples tries to follow it. But the first thing is that we don't have any guru. And for guru also we need some qualification, right? So the basic qualification is we have to become a practicing the 4 regulative principles. So that is a big thing for surrendering in the beginning. Practicing like no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. So practicing this 4 regulative principles and chanting your Hare Krishna Mahamantra from 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 round. So when a person comes to this criteria, he will become eligible to accept a Vaishnava guru. So this surrender process is like a small baby steps in the beginning for you right now. But as you progress, it will increase. And once you get a guru, that time you can surrender to guru and you will get a diksha. Then guru and his representative will assign you some seva, some instruction. You can follow that. Like Prabhupada's guru instructed Prabhupada to spread this Krishna consciousness in the whole world, and Prabhupada did it. He was surrendered to his guru. Actually, his guru instructed this to all of his disciples. That Prithivide Jete Adi Nagaradi Gram Sarvantre Hoile Prachara Morana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already told that in the whole over the world, this Krishna conscious movement will go. So his guru also told to so many disciples, but Prabhupada accepted the instruction and followed it, and he got the success. So it's like Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Karya. Whatever instruction is coming, living our life based on the instruction of the spiritual master guru, that is actually Saranagati. Surrender. This is very important thing, surrender. The more you are surrender, the more fast you can progress in Krishna consciousness. To the degree you are surrendered to God, Guru, to that degree you can experience the bliss of Krishna consciousness, and you can get the reciprocation of Krishna in your life.
So can we say, Prabhuji, that brahmachari is like more eligible or entitled to say ki I am more Krishna consciousness or than that grihastha? Because they have completely surrendered their life to Krishna.
It looks from external perspective, but not exactly it's like that. So you can say that brahmachari, they have renounced their life, they have renounced their job, their family, everything. They have surrendered everything to Krishna, ideally. But the same thing, what is visible outside, that is, if there is the heart, then it's very best. They are really surrendered. And saying that, grihastha also, they can surrender. They can also do. Because brahmacharya ashram, grihastha ashram, then both are the bona fide authentic ashram. So in the grihastha ashram also, keeping Krishna at the center of the ashram. If a grihastha, they live very nicely, Krishna conscious way, and they practice, then that is also kind of a surrender. There are so many great exalted grihasthas, devotees are also there, like the Pandavas. They are very grihastha. And Arjuna was the best friend of Krishna. He was not a brahmachari. He had 3 wives, so many children. But Krishna was, he was one of the best devotee of Krishna. Krishna spoke Gita to Arjuna, like that. And there are brahmachari devotees are also there. Narad Muni was a brahmachari, like that. And Dhruva Maharaj was a grihastha. Ambarish Maharaj was a grihastha. Prahlad Maharaj was a grihastha. So many grihastha devotees are there. They are so exalted. Narad Muni is a brahmachari. 4 Kumaras is a brahmachari. There are so many brahmachari devotees. So it's like ashram is not an criteria to judge somebody's devotional parameter. It's a matter of heart, his emotion, his devotional feelings, like that. Ashrams are like just a support system. Everybody has a different behavior, different emotion, different psychophysical nature. Based on that psychophysical nature, whatever ashram supports, a person goes in that ashram, then it helps him to practice Krishna consciousness more effectively. Like that. It's like a fish in the water. If fish can stay in the land, and you can compare a fish with a bird. Both are different, right? Similarly, psychophysical nature, people will feel comfortable in that asana. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have one question, one doubt actually. As I read in Prabhupada books and few more books, our Acharya says that girls always should get a shelter. Okay, girls can't be into the brahmachari, sannyasi. They must get the shelter. But nowadays Kali Yugas, I have seen so many girls into bhakti and not married also. Then what about them? They will get the moksha, they will get the Krishna, or they will get a Bhagavad Dham. What is their next? What is their next life?
See, Prabhupada wrote so many times in the purports. I've also come across this kind of statement. The point is that generally, if you see girls in the society, there is a high chance that they may get exploited. So, keeping that perspective, Prabhupada is writing that if a girl in the childhood, she should be under the protect of a father, and when she young, she get married and she get protection of a husband, and when she old, then she have a children and she is under the protection of the children. In the whole life, they are in protection. They are under somebody's protection. That was the main concept. And sometimes the psychophysical nature also, you will see, they are little kind of towards emotions, and sometimes to take some big decisions in their life, they need some kind of support system that will help them. So this combination of a male person and a female, that makes a complete to take a decision from the head. So in that perspective, Prabhupada writes. Okay. And so far as practicing spirituality is nothing to do with all these things. This is simple material things. But spirituality, same thing. Once Yamuna Mataji also asked this kind of a question to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada, our girls are less qualified than the males. Prabhupada told them, if you are thinking you are a girl, then you may. Because Prabhupada tells in the Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, Krishna tells, you are not this body, you are a soul. So you are not this girl body, it is just external covering. So if you are thinking like that, that means you are in a bodily identification. So that means you are identifying with the body. So, but if you are thinking you are a soul, soul is nothing to do with the body. And you are practicing Krishna consciousness, you can go back to God. So it's very simple things. If you are devotee and practicing very nicely Krishna consciousness, nothing to do with the bodily identification, and they can get.
Then it doesn't matter whether anyone. Then it doesn't matter whether any girl is getting a shelter or being a single.
As I told now, the support system. In the beginning, first question only Vishal asked. That time he was asking a support system. So always in the life, if possible, some support system is there, that is good. And it is individual choice also. It's not that 1 and 0. Yes, a yes or no. So somebody one have to see his psychophysical nature and can fit or not. Main thing is that practicing Krishna consciousness should be gone. If somebody can practice Krishna consciousness, the ambience, and he can see if somebody is happy in that ambience, then it's okay. But if possible, the marriage, the Grahastha ashram is a scientific bona fide ashram. It is given by Krishna only. So if somebody stays in that ashram, actually it is good. Because ashram is not just meant for sense gratification, ashram is meant for purification. Ashram is made for taking responsibility, thinking about each other. So when a person thinks about each other, although you may not like that person, but because We have to sacrifice. Then only the relation continue, right? Otherwise, it won't continue. So when you sacrifice, when you think in the perspective of other, that actually purifies your heart. You are thinking for others, you are living for others. When the children will come, you have to action more. You have to think for the children. From that perspective, and gradually you are expanding your emotions, your love to a bigger circle. That's how a house, a family, grahasthasram. Then to the bigger village, to the society, to the state, to the country, vasudeva kutumba. So in one sense, it expands actually. That is how the grahasthasram slowly purify the heart of people. A mother, a father, they think about the children. They will never think if some parents they get some good thing to eat. First thought will come about the children. Should I give to my child or not? So they become automatically selfless. The same thing in a brahmacharya ashram when we are staying with 50, 60 brahmacharis. So it's like in a family. Then we also think about others. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Hare
anything
Krishna.
else? Or shall we stop today's discussion?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Dubeji was where till now?
Just two comments.
Yes.
Technically, soul has no gender.
Yes.
So I should have no effect. And secondly, about the surrender. If I understand right, surrender is to the spiritual master, which is the pathway to God Krishna. Correct? That's it. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. How are you? Your health is good?
Bhagwan Kripa. All okay. Very cold over here.
Yeah.
We have temperatures like Badrinath, Kedarnath over here sometimes.
Oh my God.
You understand what I mean by Badrinath, Kedarnath, right? And we did not, of course, luckily we didn't get snow this time, but I think if we probably can get up to 1 feet of snow, So you can imagine where in Himalayas you can get snow, But fortunately, but I don't mind about snow, but as long as we don't lose the power. Here we live in like a jungle, it's like a jungle, small town. So when we lose, then it's possible when we lose power. Then. One time I remember in 1993, we lost power for 2.5 days. 2.5 days. We had like about 4 to 5 feet of snow. Can you believe?
Wow.
So, but it looks very beautiful.
When Prabhupada was in one of the country and when Prabhupada woke up in the morning, he came out of the door and he saw that everywhere white.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Somebody did a whitewash or what? He was asking.
yes. Oh, Prabhuji, this few weeks ago in Albany, New York, they had, I think, 7 feet of snow. 7 feet. Unimaginable. Just imagine what the whole thing comes to a stop. So anyway, but you have to be prepared, You have to be prepared. I remember when we had this problem. So I bought this, these 5 logs. This one log can last for like 17, 18 hours. तो कहावत है ना कि hope for the best, prepare for the worst. तो उसके बाद I never lost power. So about 10 years ago.
Okay.
But anyway, so Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Vikas ji, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So actually, I had a meeting today till 9:30, so I missed the session, but I'll go through the live now.
Okay,
Yeah.
everything is okay in family?
Yeah, all good, Prabhuji.
How is your brother?
He's also good.
Chanting going on 4 rounds?
Yeah, chanting 4 rounds.
Okay. So regarding Yatra, I hope everybody booked a ticket. Sasi Prakash, what happened with your tickets?
Tickets I booked, but that's not surety is not there. Like I will go or not.
Booked, huh?
Huh.
Fine. Let's see. Now total 15 people were totally booked for the yatra. We will miss Manjari Mataji.
You'll go by train, right?
Yes, train.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I went by train 1976 last time
Okay.
from Jaipur to Bhilai. I enjoyed it. But after that, I've never traveled by train. But I enjoy train. It's nice. Comfortable. Easy. A lot of time. But I think that this time when I come to India, this time I will go through Bombay. I'm not going to go through Jaipur, Delhi. I'll come through Bombay.
Yes, do visit to Govardhan Eco Village.
Yes, I mean, I think that's the best place. I don't like this, all these big cities. I come from Jaipur, but I hate big cities now. I like this Eco Village is perfect for me because this place I live, it's got only 90,000 people. It's a small town. It's like called Asheville. It's a very, you can see in the map. It's just, you will call it a village. But I love small towns. Not too many people around. Not too much crowd around. Very nice. That's why I like this Eco Village that you have. Very, very wonderful place.
Okay. Okay.